Hi, it's Steve here again from steveosha.com, and I'm here to talk to you today about a tip about when you are leaving your job. Years ago, when I was growing up as a kid, my dad was a dedicated hard worker. He did whatever he could for the job. We struggled, but he worked long hours. He traveled quite a bit of ways to work. But one thing he told me about working for others is that you never burn your bridges. And basically, what that means is you never do things towards the company or people that you work with that you burn your bridges with them, in a sense of you run the risk of them firing you early. But really, it's more about when you're leaving your job, you don't want to leave on bad terms. You don't want to leave, if you give 2 weeks notice. I think common courtesy is to give 2 weeks notice. Most companies today actually require you to give 2 weeks notice before you leave your employment, your position with them. I work in a state where technically you're not required to give 2 weeks notice. I mean, I work at will employment, like a lot of areas in the country, but for the most part, I could have given 3 days notice. I could have given a week's notice, 3 weeks notice, 3 months notice, whatever it was. But that's my choice to do that. And I think most common courtesy is, like I said earlier, is that you should give 2 weeks notice. I think, just in case, somewhere down the road in the future, you may need them, they may need you. You never want to burn your bridges with people, whether I leave, to go to work for another company, or I leave to go do my own business, for that matter. You never know where you may need these people down the road. And on another note, it's just bad karma. I'm a firm believer of good karma, and setting the right tone as you leave and as you move on to your next role, your next position that you're going to. That's important in life. That's where you're setting yourself apart from everybody else. For instance, today we're going through a month-end close. I work in an accounting department at my current company, and which I have given notice at, as obviously you probably could tell. And my last day of employment is next Tuesday there. And we have a corporate call to go over the financial statements for the current month, for February, tomorrow. And there was a lot of work that needed to be done. I could have easily just said, I'm done. I'm done with this. I've been working so many long hours over the last months and months and months. I'm done. 3 days. This is it. I've had enough. But, I always think about what my dad told me, and says, don't burn your bridges, Steve. You need to, do what it takes to get the job done. You're only going to be there a couple more days, and then you're moving on to your next role, your next opportunity, and that's as I was sitting there tonight, and I just got home a little bit before I'm filming this video for you guys. I thought about that, and I thought about what would I be saying to them if I just walked out and said, I'm done with this, and I've had enough, and we're moving on. So, I just don't want to do this, and I just can't do that. Everybody, I've had friends and people tell me, like, why are you staying there? What are you doing? Why are you doing all this? You're not getting paid to do this. And I said, it's not about being paid. It's about not burning my bridges and creating bad karma as I leave and move on to the next position. And that's just one of the tips I have for you today. If you want more tips and tools on this subject, I'm going to be posting a blog post, and you could read more about it later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.